Call me an immigrant. When I was a deity, you were a phony. My men didn't win. God, I'm so sad. This Paynex belongs to whom? Marde Fiancé. I hope you have a happy ending tonight. In episode 18 of season 9, tensions increase as sadness takes center stage. Secrets are exposed as emotions run amok. Elizabeth loses control and insults Yara in a shocking altercation that leaves everyone stunned. Jasmine had a devastating breakdown after discovering Gino's covert communications and implies that she might travel abroad again. Darcy suffers the greatest heartbreak as a result of Georgie's refusal to commit, which brings back the wounds she thought had been healed. It's not just drama. This is the first time that real emotions have been recorded on tape. In episode 18, the truth behind the sobs, the treachery, and the intense exchanges that the cameras didn't capture will be exposed. Prepare yourselves, then. His statement that I never love him still pains me because, since he is aware that I did. I apologize, Jay. I apologize. This crocodile has been crying for a long time and I enjoy it. It made me fold for a while, but today I don't believe it. The cameras wanted viewers to believe that it started off as a calm evening. TLC executives organized the post-shoot dinner to bring the couples together and conclude the season storylines with some candid conversations, and the group had assembled for what was meant to be a fun night out. Discussions. But these couples have never been straightforward. Unresolved tension, repressed resentments, and that distinct sense that something was going to blow up were all in the air. With her customary vigor, Elizabeth arrived with Andre, full of pride and confidence. And Joy and Yara showed up a few minutes later. Though they are already getting ready for impact, they are both determined to keep things peaceful. Everyone at the table could feel it as their eyes met. These two women have nothing to do with. Should grin politely at each other. They were going to fight. From the beginning of the evening, there were many subtle jabs. Joy, who was already annoyed, rolled his eyes as Andrew made his typical audacious comments about people being overly sensitive. Andre couldn't resist taking a jab at Yara's attempt to shift the conversation to something lighter, like kids, travel, or family updates. Some people spend more time on Instagram than with their husbands, he said in a barely audible whisper. Pardon me, she asked, with a flare of fire behind her eyes and half a laugh. Following Andre's lead, Elizabeth leaned forward and spoke in a calm yet incisive tone. Joy shifted uneasily as the words hung in the air like poison. Priorities matter. Some of us focus on real family life, not social media clout. He tried to defuse the situation by saying, you don't have to start that tonight, but Elizabeth smirked. Yara crossed her arms and said, start what? We're just being real. You and Andre like you're perfect. You always think you're better than everyone. Elizabeth laughed, but it was a dismissive, condescending chuckle. It's the sort of reaction that makes people angry. No one said we're perfect, she addressed the question. The producers knew their moment was coming and gestured, we just don't play the victim every time things get hard. That line struck home, and everyone at the table fell silent except for the faint clinking of glasses. The cameras to remain in close proximity. The spark met the gasoline as Yara leaned in and said, you talk about being real, but you're fake. Everything about you is for show. That was it. Elizabeth's smile disappeared, and she was filled with anger. You always have something to say about us, Yara. Always. You act like you're better, like you're so classy. You're not. Halfway up, Joy stood up. But Elizabeth wasn't done. All right, that's enough. Her palms were trembling as she leaned forward and looked directly at Yara. Her words, you know what you are, the moment that stopped everyone cold then arrived. Yara mumbled an insult in Russian. The mics caught up a sharp cutting comment, but TLC blurted in the broadcast. Her jaw dropped, her face became white, and she comprehended every word. With an angry accent, she questioned louder this time, what did you just say? As soon as he understood what she had meant, Andre drew her away. Stop, Liz. Additionally, Far away. As Elizabeth began to fire back, Joy exclaimed, "You don't talk to my wife like that." The producers stepped in, and one even muttered off camera, "We need to cut this." But Yara wasn't letting up. "You think you can insult me in my language? You are disgusting," she screamed. "You and your husband both." Andre, who was suddenly on the defensive, started pointing the finger at Joy. "It was initiated by your wife. She never stops talking about us." Joy tossed his serviette on the table. "Since you're man, you're always picking battles. Always." With voices overlapping and cameras trying to capture every facial expression, it was anarchy. Despite Elizabeth's best efforts to clarify, the damage had already been done since the words she used had crossed a personal and cultural boundary that was irreparable. Later that evening, the producers used confessionals to document the fallout. Still enraged, Elizabeth sat by herself. Her eyes darted from the camera as she continued, "She pushes my buttons. Yara. She is deceitful but acts innocent. I simply lost it." Beside her, Andre shook his head. "Although Yara isn't perfect, she shouldn't have stated that. She talks trash, and everyone knows it." From the hotel room, Yara and Joy shot their own part. Yara had mascara all over her crimson eyes. Quietly, she called me something horrible. "Something you don't say in my culture." It's a completely different degree of disdain. Frustrated, Joy went on, "I'm finished with them. Fans missed the entire insult. They're toxic. We tried to make peace, and they just want to fight." There was a bleep. Within minutes of the episode, however, social media was enraged by the way online translators filled in the holes. Fans speculated on the precise words Elizabeth spoke as they examined the sequence frame by frame on Twitter and Reddit that night. While some urged TLC to act, others backed her, saying Yara had provoked her. As one admirer put it, "This crossed the line." Another added, "Elizabeth believes she is untouchable because to her podcast status. It's time for TLC to hold her accountable." The network said nothing, letting the criticism build. TikTok writers dramatized the moment Elizabeth leaned forward, lips forming the prohibited word, and the resulting meme swamped Instagram. Hashtags like #YaraDeservesBetter and #Elizabeth became viral in a matter of hours. In the last episode, we witnessed the producers trying to save the meal by contacting a break, taking Yara outside for some fresh air while trying to soothe Elizabeth in a separate room. Though her voice revealed her shame, Elizabeth's sister, who had arrived late for the meal, murmured, "What did you say?" Elizabeth brushed it off, muttering, "Nothing that bad." Yara refused to sit next to Elizabeth when they began filming, and Joy insisted on leaving early. Andre subtly warned her, "You went too far this time. This will blow up." Yara felt humiliated and insulted in front of everyone, targeted for her success and accent, while Andre's old insecurities returned, making everything worse. The episode ended with a chilling silence, and two couples were now officially at war. The subtext, not just the fight, was what was so powerful. "You handled that with grace." Yara's online followers rallied behind her, sending supportive messages. One comment read, "No one deserves that kind of disrespect." In later online interviews, body language experts even dissected the moment, claiming Elizabeth's actions were inappropriate. This wasn't just another reality TV argument, it was the emotional breaking point for four people who had spent too long pretending they could get along. It's not just an insult. It's identity-based. You can see the instant regret. One analyst explained, by the end of episode 18, the damage was irreparable. TLC teased a next time clip that showed Elizabeth storming off set and Yara crying. The producers had their moment. The shocking explosion that would make headlines, but at what cost? Yara's pain was real and her reputation was in ruins. Her expression changed from anger to panic within seconds of realizing what she had said. People are exaggerating its size. Because the internet isn't forgiving, viewers now perceive Elizabeth as someone who let her temper destroy years of her public persona rather than as the outspoken, independent Tampa woman. One of the most violent altercations in franchise history started as a meal meant to heal relationships. And the truth was hidden behind every picture, every hazy word, and every quiet sound. A raw, unadulterated, and agonizingly real thing had been let go. Consequently, as the background music faded and the titles rolled, spectators were left stunned. Following the dramatic meal between Elizabeth and Yara, the episode suddenly changed from mayhem to grief. The scene then moved to Michigan, where the plot of Jasmine and Gino was subtly degenerating into its own tragedy. The most emotionally charged moment of the season occurred during the impending disclosure, while spectators were still in shock following the battle. And nobody noticed it, not even Jasmine. Approaching. The energy felt different from the first frame for some reason. Jasmine seemed tense but determined to make things work, while Gino looked distracted and anxious, like a guy holding a secret too heavy to hide. She had been discussing making a fresh start, finding a more harmonious partnership, and eventually adjusting to life in the United States. But anxiety lurked beneath that flimsy hope. Only someone who has loved too much and been deceived too often could understand that type of fear. The action started with Gino sat at the dining table looking through his phone, while Jasmine was in the kitchen quietly brewing coffee. Everything seemed normal for a time. When Gino noticed he was being filmed, he looked down and hurriedly flipped his phone over, but the camera remained and a soft zoom captured his actions. Jasmine's eyes narrowed as she noticed. "What's causing you to conceal your phone?" "I'm not hiding anything, babe. I was just checking work emails," but Jasmine wasn't buying it. Gino attempted to dismiss it with a laugh. The tension rapidly escalated about 8 a.m. on a Sunday, and when a field producer's voice was heard off camera, the producers made the decision to step in. He paused for too long, and Jasmine could tell. "Gino, could you show Jasmine your phone just to clear things up?" When he handed Jasmine the phone, her heart was already pounding, and she scrolled once, twice, and then stopped. Her entire face altered. She insisted, "Who is this?" The text bubbles were lengthy, yet the name was obscured for viewers. Sentimental, replete with vintage nicknames and affection emoticons. Jasmine had been asleep during the late-night hours indicated by the timestamp. She inquired about something, and Gino immediately attempted to clarify, stating, "It's nothing. I swear it's my ex." Jasmine raised her head. Her voice broke in the middle of her statement, and tears were already beginning to well up. As Jasmine went through additional letters, each more damning than the last, the producers zoomed in on her trembling hands to record every instant of it. Last. She read out loud, "You said you missed her voice," her accent growing more passionate. "Go, what is this?" Gino scratched his temples and muttered, "It's not what it looks like. You said you missed how she used to make you feel at peace." However, it was exactly what it appeared to be, emotional cheating, probably even physical, though he would deny it right up until the very end. The ensuing silence was deafening, and Jasmine started crying. "You carried me here," she muttered. Jasmine paced the living room, her hands shaking as she clutched Gino's phone. "You always do this." Jasmine's voice broke into a sob. "Do you know what I gave up for you?" Gino tried to approach her, but she backed away. "Don't touch me. Don't." The tension was unbearable, and even the background music. "You made me leave my country, my family, and my job. And now you talk to another woman. You always do this. You say you love me, but you can't stop lying." Then came the shocking twist. The producers later acknowledged in a post-interview that they knew the messages before this scene was shot because Gino had accidentally brought it up to a crew member in a previous interview, not realizing his microphone was still on. The production team decided to address it naturally, which means they wanted to stop the footage. Initially, viewers reported hearing her breathing, which they described as fast, shallow, panicked, the kind of breathing that comes from deep betrayal. The camera captured every raw detail as Jasmine turned away, her shoulders shaking as she sobbed into her hands. "You betrayed me emotionally," she shot. The camera captured Jasmine's reaction in real time, which is why the camera was rolling so early in the morning and why Gino looked so nervous. TLC didn't show you that part, the setup, the tension, the waiting for the truth to come out. What we saw on screen was heartbreak, but behind the scenes, it was a trap set by circumstance and Gino's own carelessness. Back. You no longer even tell me about the things you shared with her. She slapped the phone down on the counter and shouted, "You told me I was jealous for no reason, but I was right all along. You made me think I was crazy," she continued, shaking. "You can always tell when you're lying to me. Always." Gino stood motionless, unable to meet her eyes. Jasmine sat with her face swollen from crying later in her confessional. "He doesn't grasp it," she said softly. "It's not the messages. Respect is at issue. To be here, I left everything." She paused and looked away from the camera, saying, "Maybe I should just go back home. I thought this was forever." For viewers, it was déjà vu, but this time it was different. There was no anger in her voice, no threats, no theatrics, just exhaustion. "Perhaps I made a mistake coming here." The words struck hard, suggesting that she might be preparing to leave the United States once more. Gino, meanwhile, tried to defend. "I didn't do anything wrong," he stated, appearing pale and uneasy as he spoke in his confessional. "My ex reached out to me. I just didn't want to be impolite." Jasmine's insecurity causes her to overreact. But his nonverbal cues told a different tale. He kept playing with his hat, avoiding making eye contact, and even gave a tense smile when the producer inquired as to whether he had erased any texts. "I don't remember," he murmured, his laughter faltering. That was the type of reaction that gives you all the information you require. Jasmine's pain is so intense because of this. Yes, she is dramatic, but she is also genuine. You sense it. Later, online fans expressed their dismay at the stark contrast between Gino's robotic composure and Jasmine's unadulterated heartbreak, writing, "He's not sorry." Another fan wrote, "This is why Jasmine's pain hits so hard." TLC editors intercut their individual interviews, letting viewers make their own judgments. Additionally, the genuineness of her passion was precisely what held viewers' attention on their screens. She wasn't acting. She was falling apart. It was the type of scene that felt like the end of the story, not a cliffhanger, but a chapter that came to an end. Jasmine packed a small luggage as Gino sat calmly on the couch during the program. Silently, "Where are you going?" he inquired. Her response was, "I don't know." He reached for her hand in an attempt to stop her, but she retreated, saying, "Maybe to a hotel, maybe to the airport. I just need space." She said, "Don't touch me," once more. As she left the apartment with her coat half-zipped and her hair still unkempt from crying, the camera followed her and said, "You had your chance." She didn't even look back. Fans were tagging TLC, demanding answers, making assumptions about the ex, and sharing thoughts that this would be Jasmine's leaving plot, but social media was already ablaze. "She will leave him and face deportation." According to one Reddit commenter, "Or she's already gone." And TLC is keeping it a secret until the very end. The camera caught her sitting by herself on a seat outside under the dismal, overcast Michigan sky. The screen faded to dark, and she looked up, whispering, "I should have known." The next portion began. Jasmine allegedly said, "He broke me this time. I can't fight for him anymore." That one remark became viral online, revealing the emotional impact of that call and spreading over TikTok edits. The moment that audiences anticipated and feared. The dramatic climax that led to 90 Day Fiancé's happy ending. One of the season's most painful hours is seen in Season 9, Episode 18. The legendary reality TV personality Darcy Silva, whose entire career has been around love, change, and heartache, had to deal with Georgi Rusev once more. However, the tone was different this time. There was no screaming or rage. Rather, there was a sense of resignation, the kind that arises when the spirit has just given up. The episode began on a depressing note. Take note. As her makeup artist attempted to cheer her up, Darcy sat in front of a mirror wearing an enormous cream sweater. It was a silent, even eerie setting. Viewers already knew what was about to happen, and TLC's cameras didn't back down as Darcy turned to face herself and stated quietly, "You can look strong all you want, but inside, you know when you're done." Georgie's expression was icy and aloof when he came into view. He muttered as he browsed through his phone, hardly giving Darcy a glance. That he was unwilling to engage in another in-depth conversation. It was obvious. His emotions were checked out. As usual, Darcy made an effort to get in touch with him by asking if he still saw a future, if he still desired marriage, and whether or not children were even a topic of debate. The heartbreak started at that point. Georg's answer was as direct as it was harsh. "I don't want to discuss children, you know. You're already aware of my feelings." There was silence in the room. Dramatic music wasn't necessary for TLC's editors. Darcy's response made it clear. Everything. Here, happily ever after shifted from reality TV to unfiltered emotional exposure as her face collapsed, her eyes grew red, and her voice broke as she sobbed, "I just needed you to say you care." Georgie's reminder to her that he still desired a biological child brought up the subject of fertility, one of the most delicate and agonizing subjects Darcy has ever had to deal with, in public. No one missed the nasty implication. The 49-year-old Darcy has been candid about her battles with IVF efforts, aging, and the sense that time is running out. It was like resurrecting an old wound for Georgie to bring that up without showing any empathy. A moment that viewers might have missed was later captured by producers. Darcy left her microphone on and moved to the restroom. "I gave everything. I can't give more. He doesn't want me. He wants a fantasy." She sobbed silently, expressing the kind of raw sorrow that only reality TV, in its rarest moments, can accurately portray. In the meanwhile, Georgie sat outside with producers, saying again and again that Darcy needed to mature and that he was sick of the drama. As soon as the program aired, fans took to social media to criticize Georgie for manipulating emotions. Some claimed that he purposefully avoided having genuine conversations since he was aware of Darcy's emotional fragility. Darcy was perceived by some as pursuing a man who had already emotionally checked out several seasons prior. Beyond assigning blame, however, episode 18 seemed to be a watershed, a mirror reflecting Darcy's darkest fears. She has been struggling not just for love but also for validation. And the struggle ultimately reached a breaking point in this episode. By the last scene, Darcy had packed her bags, quietly and neatly, without any dramatic flair. As she inserted her engagement ring inside a tiny black box, the camera hovered above her hand. There was no mistaking the symbolism. This was not a TV stunt or a tantrum. A cycle was coming to an end. "I know people think I'm the problem," she added, sobbing, as she turned to face the producers before leaving. It was a sentence that captured years of her on-screen transformation from Jessie to Tom Georgie. "I am, but I just want someone to love me the way I love them." The same longing, the same heartache, the same question that remains unanswered. Why is love so nearly sufficient? A silent montage marked the end of the program. Darcy drove off. Georgie sat in the kitchen, browsing through his phone, as she smeared mascara on her cheeks. Just silence, no narration, no music. The sound of something really coming to an end. TLC's upcoming. A little preview for the week. When Darcy gets back to Connecticut, her daughters attempt to console her. Georgie, meantime, makes a suggestion that he has been speaking with a former acquaintance. Something about Darcy's behavior this time felt definitive, even though the cycle might go on. This was more than just another breakup for the fans. It served as a reminder of how agonizing emotional dependence can be in public. Georgie's refusal to commit was not the only factor in Darcy's breakdown. It was about a lady coming to terms with the fact that love cannot. What another person declines to provide. And one fan's comment aptly captured the outpouring of supportive messages on social media. Peace is what Darcy needs, not a guy. It was difficult to watch the grief on the May 18th show. However, it's also what gives happily ever after its eerie realism. Because love stories don't always have a happy ending. They simply disappear with sobs, quiet, and the silent realization that the only way to go forward is to move on. The 18th episode of 90 Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After. Left viewers speechless. However, what was shown on TLC was just the beginning. Production personnel and insiders have since disclosed that the turmoil between Georgie Rusev and Darcy Silva was much more intense than what was shown on television. Episode 18 was a powder keg ready to blow, with off-camera tantrums and covert confessions. The aftermath is still being felt by both the cast and fans. A member of the production team, who wished to remain anonymous, claimed that Darcy was emotionally raw 4 days before the filming. This scene wasn't only pre-written. Years of frustration, worry, and fear about her fertility and Georgie's reluctance to truly commit had been clinging to her. After filming began, it was like trying to light a match in a gasoline-filled room. The insider attests that even though the cameras were trained on the obvious altercation, Darcy's constant questioning of Georgie about marriage and kids, many scenes were not shown. We were able to obtain a number of private confessions, the insider said. In between takes, she sobbed as she told producers that she felt stuck in this relationship and had put her everything into it. Georgie, on the other hand, seemed aloof and uninterested as he browsed through his phone and remained mostly silent. The staff felt uneasy because of some of his icy body language. Another revelation: in order to maintain realism, the production team purposefully let the camera record the unadulterated, unrefined reactions. TLC takes pride in. Yes, there was drama, but this was not your average reality show. According to the insider, they wanted viewers to experience the unstaged sadness and show Darcy's fragility. And believe me, compared to the actual intensity, what we showed is still excessively trimmed. Online fans were quick to notice hints of this secret drama in the broadcast. Darcy's constant avoidance of eye contact, fidgeting, and trembling voice were all picked up on by perceptive spectators as signs of more than just staged emotion. One post on Reddit said, "You can tell from the way she's pacing and clutching her coat, this isn't acting. You can feel her breaking inside." Within hours of the show airing, Twitter users followed suit, making hashtags like #DarcyHeartbreak and #GeorgieCold trending. According to set leaks confirmed by a second insider, Darcy is seen leaving the kitchen and talking to herself softly while keeping her microphone in place. "I can't keep giving to someone who doesn't see me," she allegedly replied. "Who doesn't want what I want?" She tried calling a close friend off camera a few moments later, her voice trembling as she begged for consolation and guidance. It was devastating. Even the crew, who witnessed such fighting on a daily basis, were impacted, according to the source. No one anticipated her having such a breakdown. The tension was heightened by Georgie's response, which was caught in another off-camera scene. According to reports, he was questioned by a producer if he wanted children with Darcy or if he planned to commit. Here was his response. "I informed her. Way I'm feeling. That's sufficient." Production was surprised by the tone of his words and his aloof demeanor. The insider clarified that it was more than just rejection. It sounded contemptuous, as if he wanted her to feel insignificant. The fallout persisted even after filming was over. According to reports, Darcy was obviously frightened when she got back to her Connecticut home. According to crew members, she had sobbed the next day and talked extensively with close friends and family about whether or not she should keep chasing Georgie. She was asking everything. According to the insider, she wasn't considering plots or cameras. Her life, her future, and her capacity to bear children were all on her mind. For weeks, fans have been wondering if this episode will be the couple's final one. Many believe that Darcy may end the relationship completely based on her body language and off-camera revelations. One fan said, "This isn't just a fight," on Twitter. "This is a breaking point. If she walks away, it's final." A further, "As mentioned, Georgie's aloofness speaks for itself. Darcy cannot continue to battle for this relationship alone. The insider also disclosed that during episode 18, TLC producers taped many intervention-style scenes designed to compel Georgie to provide a thorough response to Darcy's queries. They questioned him directly about getting married and starting a family. According to the insider, he either evaded completely or responded incoherently. He was obviously emotionally checked out, despite the producers' best efforts to keep him on course. That was the final straw for Darcy. The episode's hidden truths are reflected in the social media response. Reaction videos that examined every look, every sigh, and every tear were posted on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok by fans. Within a day, videos showing Georgie's icy gaze, Darcy's pacing, and her quiet sobbing received millions of views. Some admirers even claimed to have had emotional distress while watching, comparing it to witnessing a real-time soul shatter. Additionally, the insider suggested possible advancements in the future. A reality star appears in some of the film. In a last-ditch effort, her ex-husband rejected her, but the court has given her a 50-day ultimatum to leave the country or face immediate detention. To put it briefly, fans everywhere were left waiting impatiently for the dramatic news that Jasmine, the actress, had been ordered by a high court to leave the United States because of Darcy's breakdown, and that she wasn't being detained at the moment. Fans want to know how one of them got to know faces on reality TV in a detached manner from real life, and the celebrities in a condition of closure following the news that devastated viewers almost too subtly given the seriousness of the consequences. Based on unresolved issues and fans of reality shows like Financial Exclusive, the story begins with hours in the history of Happily Ever, suggesting that there is even more heartbreak and drama. However, the insight that makes 90 Day more than just a show, it's an unfiltered look at love, may come at the emotional cost. The voice "I don't want to go to jail" has been heard hundreds of thousands of times in the clip that quickly went viral, reminding anybody watching to pay attention. "Sometimes I just want to stay on social media." Some admirers were confused and asked how a popular reality personality could get into such serious legal issues, while others showered her comments with encouraging words. Insiders claim that Jasmine immediately attempted to contact her ex-husband Gino following the She thought he may be the most helpful to her, so word broke. Reports state that following the challenging and emotionally charged conversation, Jasmine became irritated. She was left without the support of her close friends or family when Gino allegedly informed her, "You brought this on yourself." The revelation shocked many who had followed the couple's on-screen romance. It demonstrated the stark difference between the aloofness of a man who says he has been harmed and the vulnerability of a woman who is about to have a problem. Legal professionals who have offered their opinions on the case say Jasmine doesn't have many choices. The court's decision, which allegedly gives her only 15 days to leave the country, is regarded as legally binding. Ignoring it or attempting to delay her departure could result in an immediate arrest and other problems that could prevent her from ever returning to the United States. Her legal team is working tirelessly, exploring every possibility, according to those with knowledge of the case, in an effort to come to an agreement, but there is a lot of strain because time is running out. As she copes with what may be the most dramatic event in her public life, Jasmine has endured a great deal of emotional suffering. Insiders and friends discuss worry, sleepless nights, and near-panic episodes. The celebrity whose career has been built on her relatability and presence on reality television is confronted by the realities of the legal system, where time and compliance are critical and public sympathy can only go so far. The drama has been heightened by the flurry of social media speculation and conversation. Fans and followers have created support campaigns, discussion threads, and hashtags. Some of them have promised to offer Jasmine both legal and emotional support. Others, however, question the circumstances that led to her predicament by examining historical events and conflicts that may have influenced her exceptional state. The intensity of the debate reflects the stakes Jasmine is facing. The court's 15-day. There is more to a deadline than meets the eye. An order that could change her life forever is about to be issued. Because of this emerging issue, Jasmine finds herself at a crossroads. Her public statements, private conversations, and deeds now all have a remarkably high weight. The reality star is reportedly considering voluntarily leaving the country to avoid arrest, consulting with legal experts, and investigating emergency appeals. Nevertheless, there are dangers. While leaving too soon could be interpreted as an admission of guilt, attempting to stay could result in law enforcement action. It's a fine balance, and the strain is almost too much. Jasmine continues to communicate with her followers on a personal level in spite of everything, sharing updates and touching letters that demonstrate both her fragility and strength. The story has been further reinforced by the star's candor, and millions of people have been watching and waiting to see how this real-life drama will unfold. When the timer goes off, social media has become a two-edged sword that can be used to boost scrutiny and pressure as well as provide support. According to insiders, as the 15-day deadline approaches, Jasmine's anxiousness is becoming more apparent. She is reportedly working through the night with her team to look into all legal options for extending her stay, contesting the order, or making agreements that would prevent her from being detained. Meanwhile, it is reported that Jasmine alternates between periods of extreme anxiety and hope as she comes to terms with the fact that she is getting closer every day to a significant deadline that has the potential to transform her life. This is not only the story of a reality TV star running afoul of the law, it is a human drama unfolding in real time. Jasmine Panetta is well known to television audiences worldwide, but she is currently coping with an issue that could influence her life for years to come. Fans, the media, and law enforcement will be intently monitoring everything she does. Her profession on reality TV, her relationship with Gino, and her basic freedom in the United States are all on the line. The scene has been set. Jasmine Panetta has 15 days to salvage her future in America, cope with the legal system, and mend her reputation. Until this unique series' conclusion, emotional stakes, legal demands, and public scrutiny have never been higher. In Part 2, we will explore the inner workings of her legal battle, the strategies being employed to purchase time, and the emotional roller coaster that comes with fighting against a ticking clock as the clock ticks down to her potential arrest. As the second, the stress surrounding Jasmine Panetta's forced departure from the United States escalated significantly as the week leading up to her 15-day countdown went on. While fans eagerly anticipated her Instagram posts and viral appeals, insiders revealed the high-stakes drama unfolding behind the scenes in real time. Legal experts and others close to Jasmine asserted that the High Court's decision is final and that failure to comply within the given 15 days could result in immediate arrest and potentially permanent entry restrictions. The country. Sources claim that Jasmine's reaction was a mixture of fear and desperation. It appears that she and her legal team have been working non-stop in private, devising strategies to either appeal the court's decision or extend the deadline. These kinds of cases are notoriously difficult to appeal at the last minute, requiring a mix of procedural knowledge and often significant financial resources. Lawyers with backgrounds in both civil law and immigration claim that, according to reports, Jasmine's team is exploring all options, including organizing urgent hearings and having direct conversations with court officials, but they are running out of time. Every second that goes by increases the likelihood of being arrested. Meanwhile, social media has seen a rise in the discussion regarding Jasmine's circumstances. On TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, admirers have showered the star with support and guidance, and several discussion threads have been started by speculation on the court order's motivations. People have praised Jasmine for her bravery in making public appeals, calling her brave for facing such a frightening situation in public. However, by examining her past romances, financial disputes, and reality TV issues, some have questioned the circumstances leading up to this point. The pressure from the public has put Jasmine under more stress. According to reports, the reality star has been reading fan comments non-stop, sometimes for hours on end, to her loved ones. Even while a lot of the messages are positive, the unfavorable reactions lead to tension and sleepless nights. The celebrity reportedly spends her mornings reviewing court documents, speaking with her attorneys, and preparing for potential hearings. She often addresses her fans' issues in the afternoons. She is emotionally tired as a result of this delicate balance. Another source of worry is the ongoing conflict with Gino. Insiders claim that Gino hasn't done much to assist Jasmine since their acrimonious last meeting, leaving her without many people to turn to for support. In several private conversations that were captured on tape, Jasmine expressed feelings of irritation and betrayal, seemingly acknowledging that she is now battling this legal battle mostly alone. The psychological toll of losing someone she once trusted has made things much more difficult for her, but she is still determined to fight. The decision of the top court has significant legal implications. Not leaving the legal analysts warn that failure to comply with the United States within the 15-day period might result in rapid enforcement proceedings, including incarceration and the beginning of removal procedures. Additionally, such a circumstance might make it impossible for Jasmine to ever return to the country, which would have a catastrophic impact on her reputation, personal life, and career. Even temporary solutions, such as voluntary leave agreements or expedited appeals, involve risks and need to be handled carefully in a limited amount of time. Furthermore, according to insiders know that Jasmine's team has been meticulously documenting everything she has done, creating comprehensive legal briefs and appeals that seek to establish mitigating circumstances. These records, which highlight her public persona, community service, and professional achievements, are intended to convince the court that a harsh enforcement action would be excessive. However, because of the importance of the 15-day deadline, there is little room for error or delay. To avoid jeopardizing her case, each legal action must be precise, each public statement painstakingly planned, and each social media post carefully monitored. Jasmine's life has taken on a bizarre, almost theatrical quality as a result of the countdown. Late at night, the reality star can be seen pacing her living room, going over court filings and legal correspondence often, and responding to comments from fans who want to provide advice or support. One insider told us it was like seeing a reality show unfold in real life, according to friends and sources. Her life is in jeopardy. And this time, the stakes are larger than anything you'll see on TV. Social media is becoming a complicated part of the story. Supporters have launched online petitions, hashtags, and funding efforts in response to Jasmine's widely shared Instagram plea in an attempt to raise awareness and put further pressure on the court and assist her in navigating the legal system. While some have established internet accounts, supporters have banded together to contact well-known figures and media institutions. Fundraisers to cover legal fees and offer consolation. Because of the internet activity, which has made the issue a public spectacle where fan loyalty and legal reality intersect, Jasmine is under a lot of strain. Insiders claim that despite the significant challenges, Jasmine remains steadfast. She reportedly wakes up every morning determined to fight, discussing legal strategies with her lawyers and creating contingency plans in case the court order is implemented. However, there is no doubting the emotional cost of the circumstance. Because of the constant public scrutiny, worry, and sleep deprivation, the 15-day countdown has become almost unbearable. Insiders recount moments of tears and agony interspersed with bursts of resolve and hope as Jasmine attempts to maintain composure in the face of an unprecedented emotional and legal crisis. Every new incident becomes more and more significant every day. Every social media post, court filing, and discussion with friends, lawyers, or other legal professionals is keenly watched by fans, media outlets, and legal experts. Gino. The reality star's life has become a high-stakes thriller with possibly lifetime consequences, where the plot is being written in real time. Furthermore, the intensity of the feelings has begun to seep into public appearances and media appearances. Jasmine has reportedly recorded several video messages and interviews to clarify her situation, ask for public support, and confirm her innocence. Public empathy has grown as a result of these messages, yet they have also attention, placing Jasmine in a challenging position where she must choose between asking for help and unintentionally complicating her legal status. Part 2 of this one-of-a-kind series ends as the countdown approaches its conclusion. Formerly captivating audiences with her dramatic on-screen personal life, star Jasmine Panetta is today navigating the most important and urgent challenge of her life. Because of her legal team's tenacious efforts, the tension has increased. Jasmine's final desperate acts, her final attempts to secure her future in America, the rallying of supporters, the impending court deadline, and the dramatic conclusion, which could include her being imprisoned, being forced to leave, or being miraculously saved at the last minute, will all be covered. Although the final installment of Jasmine Pineda's 15-day countdown is anticipated to be the most unexpected to far, the story is far from finished. The countdown's last phase has begun. What began as an unexpectedly high. Jasmine Pineda's battle for her life in America has become a torturous and nerve-wracking one after a court ruling threatened to have her detained. The reality star had to confront the harsh reality that her American life, freedom, and career were all at stake with only a few days remaining. This was no ordinary drama on reality TV. The stakes could not have been higher, it was real life. Based on legal professionals, insiders, and friends. Sources claim that Jasmine and her legal team were constantly working as the final days approached. Every meeting, phone call, and document was significant. Lawyers went over the court order looking for any holes, deadlines, or technicalities that would give Jasmine even the slightest chance to challenge the decision or extend her stay. According to insiders, notes were conveyed to court authorities, appeals were drafted, and emergency papers were filed in a last-ditch attempt to delay enforcement. One report claimed that it was a race against time. Every hour counted. She might lose everything if they even made a minor mistake. The social media storm peaked at the same time. Jasmine's popular Instagram account, Lee, attracted the attention of celebrities, reality TV viewers, and news outlets. Internet petitions urging leniency implied that Jasmine's case was unjust, and Twitter was flooded with hashtags supporting her. Fans speculated about the court's reasoning as they examined her past controversies, her relationship with Gino, and her career choices. Some offered consolation while others criticized her actions, creating a stressful scenario where Jasmine had to strike a balance between strategy and vulnerability. In spite of everything, the relationship with Gino remained essential. Sources claim that Jasmine attempted one last private conversation in the hopes of getting assistance or at the very least moral support. However, reports state that Gino reiterated his stance and remained unyielding. "You caused this yourself." The psychological toll was devastating. When Jasmine understood that she would have to face the final days of this circumstance almost by herself, according to her companion, who stated she started crying. The realization of how well-known her life had become and how her legal status was now entangled with personal betrayals was a sobering reminder. Reports state that Jasmine took every safety measure possible. As the final days went by, she gathered documents to demonstrate her ties to the United States, reviewed her money, and prepared statements to be made in court. According to insiders, in an attempt to show collaboration while minimizing the detrimental impacts on her personal and professional life. In the event that law enforcement approached, she even investigated options for voluntary relocation. Every decision was carefully considered, and every move involved fans, the media, and law enforcement, all taking part in a high-stakes drama as actors. The stars' lives had become a chess game played in real time. The last 48 hours were described as the most intense. Jasmine's crew put in a lot of effort to get a respite, making last-minute motion submissions and corresponding with court officials. Meanwhile, the celebrity sent heartfelt updates on social media, alternating between earnest appeals and carefully worded statements meant to influence public opinion. As viewers watched, tweeted, and speculated, there was an almost theatrical intensity that seemed more suited for a television thriller than reality TV. Insiders claim that on the last day, Jasmine's lawyers and court officials had an important meeting. People claim that the court was presented with a plethora of information, including proof of her career responsibilities, community involvement, and moral character. Before issuing a final decision, the court apparently chose to spend the night analyzing the material. Legal analysts have referred to this action as unprecedented. Thousands of miles away, millions of fans watched. Furthermore, Jasmine's future in America truly depended on the decision. The situation seemed tense, almost unreal. Jasmine's. Throughout the experience, the emotional state remained erratic. Friends described moments of intense panic punctuated by moments of determination. In one alleged incident, Jasmine was seen pacing her apartment and continuously checking her phone for updates from her legal team. Moments of closure would follow unshed tears as she would sit down and meticulously review court documents, Instagram comments, and news articles. Every choice was impacted by the ongoing threat of getting detained. Idea. The final several hours then came. According to insiders, Jasmine was given a brief reprieve to comply with the order due to the court's last-minute decision, which allowed her to make the necessary preparations without immediately facing arrest. Although the extension was brief, it offered a lifeline and a chance to avoid a potentially catastrophic outcome. Jasmine reportedly let out a sigh of relief. However, they cautioned that the psychological repercussions of the preceding 15 months or even years will pass between days. The resolution also indicated a change in public sentiment. The problem was widely covered by news outlets. Social media was still buzzing as fans rallied. Jasmine showed a vulnerability rarely seen on reality TV with her tearful Instagram posts and public pronouncements, which helped humanize her predicament. Concerns about the source of the court orders remain unresolved, but one thing is clear. 15 days until Jasmine Panita's wedding captivated people all over the world and showed how social media, law, and fame can all come together in a way never seen before. The drama is far from over, though. Legal experts warn that the limited reprieve does not address the fundamental issues that led to the High Court's ruling. Jasmine may face additional legal problems, fines, or even litigation in the months to come. However, she has so far avoided the immediate threat of imprisonment and gained crucial time to plan her next course of action. The encounter has also served as a sad reminder of how short the life of a celebrity is and how suddenly and powerfully private and public matters can collide. As this exclusive series draws to a close, the story of Jasmine Panita's final 15 days in America stands as a testament to perseverance, smart thinking, and the high-stakes realities that reality TV stars encounter when their private struggles clash with public scrutiny. Updates are still being eagerly anticipated by fans, and Jasmine's public image and personal decisions will likely be impacted for years to come by this spectacular countdown's legacy. The story of Jasmine is a real-life drama about court battles, psychological strain, and the relentless demands of fame. It goes much beyond simple amusement. No reality show screenplay could ever really capture the impact of these 15 days on her life and career, and the ramifications will continue long after the countdown is done.